Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. Today is April 10, 2020. It's a Good Friday and we're just here at home and we just want to make our day productive as well. I hope you already attended the mass, even at least via virtual, right? But right now, of course, we have to continue our routine and be consistent at this so that this is our way of becoming better someday, right? And I've already invited some of our friends in our Instagrams page, and let's give them a few minutes to join us. Okay. In our last video, we were able to review the top stocks here. So this is what we did. Right, so we reviewed BDO, BPI up until SM. So in this live discussion, we are going to start with MBT and then we work our way downwards. Hope that's okay with you. But if you have some requests, of course, I will prioritize your requests. Okay, so just drop a comment and say hi because I will definitely prioritize that one. Okay, so that's MBT. Okay. How many viewers do we have now? Just give ourselves 2 minutes more. Thanks for waiting, guys. Good evening po, Miss JD. Pasali naman po sir yung MRSGI Web and AXLM from F-Droid MAME. Okay, definitely. Thanks for joining our live today. You will be the first. Your stocks will be reviewed first. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay, so let's start. We have first MRSGI. Okay. MRSGI. Alright. Okay, so MRSGI has given us a chance very near a possible bounce area. And we're using our Bollinger Band as our main indicator here and RSI as well. So if I am to plot that, we are just waiting for this stock to possibly touch 1.39 if you would like to really haggle at a much lower price. But since we've already crossed the MA20 line, so we've started moving above that, there's a big chance that if it will make sideways movement here, it will just be within this range before it goes up again. Okay, so I think we have reached the bottom for MRSGI. Just haggle for a few cents. But if you're in it as a long-term investor, definitely you're already in. So that's a good job. Just hang in there. If you can stay a little longer, because the potential of this stock is still, at a promising state. You're right there at the bottom, and I don't know how long it will take for it to go back to this level once again. But just hang in there. Okay, you're already. I'm not sure if you have already entered, but I'd say if it will go down, I think it will only be as low as 1.39. And Next is web. Web. For web, oh, nice, nice. I think I reviewed this before. I said that most of the action now will start to be on the upside because uh, we have been stabilizing in this range. We've crossed the MA20 line, and they even said that it's starting to become more constricted. And the moment it starts to trigger the upper Bollinger Band, then chances are it will move upwards. Okay, but in case some people would take profit somewhere between 1.52 to 1.96, its current price, it's, I think I would have to say, already a good time to start accumulating volume. You don't have to enter everything all at once, but in case some people would take profit and just haggle for a few cents, could be 1.70, 1.73. That's already a good entry price because I see more movements to the upside for this stock. And notice also in the foreign buying, we have some foreign buying happening last trading day. Okay, I still would like to plot this 1.52, which is the MA20 line, as our support area. MRSGI, you entered at 1.37. Let me go back. Okay. So just in case, just don't panic first. You are still at a tolerable level. In case it will go down, I see around 1.37 or even 1.39 as a possible area of bounce. But like what they said, if it goes lower than your entry price, you have to already condition your mind at what level are you, what is your tolerance level, meaning if it goes down by x number or by how much, then if it goes down lower than that, make sure to cut your losses early. Okay, so you have to set that beforehand. So let us say, for instance, um, it goes back to 1.15. That should already be, that's already a big uh, a big loss if it's 17%, because just in case it goes lower than this, there's a big chance that it'll touch this one. So make sure to cut early in case it dips. It all depends on your tolerance to your loss. But if you're in it as a long-term investor, just hang in there, because I feel my personal take is that it will just stabilize within this range first, around 1.39, before it goes up. You also have to be mindful of the news. If there is a negative news, chances are it will also influence the movement of this stock. Okay, and the next one is Mayad nga gabi, Miss JD, Nathaniel, Sumaya. Good evening. Next one is AXLM. Okay. Wow. This stock is starting to trigger the upper Bollinger Band, and let's see. But be extra careful, guys, because look at the volume here, starting to decline. Yep. So you can do this as well in case it retraces. There you go. 2.41, 2.32, 2.24, and lowest would be 0.618 level, which is 2.16. Just in case you experience some weakness. Actually, this is starting to build a resistance in this level, because for several days this point, this price range is experiencing some uh, resistance or rejection, right? But sometimes not all resistance setup is really bad, because there are also occasions when there's what you call a breakout play. Okay, that means sometimes the price level is already, it feels that I deserve to be higher, something to that effect. So uh, eventually it will break that. Now, one thing to also take note of is, if, let's say, the next few days most of the action starts happening above that, then this resistance will now become a support. If a resistance is broken, it becomes a support. It will do something like this: move up again, and then go back and move up. But if the volume continues to decline, chances are it will revisit uh, the price below that. And there is a different level. Okay, at least there are key areas to watch out for. Um, but in case, if you're conservative, you can wait for it to drop and reach again at 2.24. But I think the lowest it could get here is around 2.16, because we started moving above the MA20 line. Okay. All right. Yes, Nathaniel, Dito Fruit, URC, SMPH, Meg, MPI. Got it. Let's do that. Let's check out Dito. Dito, I think it might take a little while. Volume is still at a low level, but I think that in the coming days, I feel that this stock is just going to shoot up in price. Uh, so if you want, you can start accumulating volume. I feel that next moves here would be to the upside, considering how low we have gotten in this stock. And also watch out for any development. I was able to watch one YouTube video. I think they will start full operation by March or May of 2021. That's what I wait. That's the video I watched. There will be technical launch, they said, this year, but that's not the full operation yet. So if the market gives you a chance between 1.70 and 1.51, I think you're still at a safe level and a cheap level for this stock. Just manage your size. Don't put everything in one entry. But I think it's already a good time to buy for this stock. Fruit. So fruit, I'd have to say, people are just taking profit. I think that it will give us a chance again at the MA20 level, around 1.16 to 1.20. But overall, this is still at a promising range. So I highly recommend to wait for a 1.16. But if it doesn't give you a chance at that, in between 1.33 and 1.16, you can already start accumulating. Okay, but I think that it will still give you a chance, as this might dip a little bit, but I don't think it will go lower than 1.16. The next stop would be a 0.98. You're already at the, I think we've already reached the bottom for this stock. Okay, so it doesn't, so the stock market doesn't move like one route, like all up, 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 up. There are days that a price would also rest, and I think it's more than, we're welcoming that, because when there's a drastic increase in price, tendency is it's going to drastically go down as well, so we don't want that. URC, I was reading about this earlier. I'd say people are just taking profit because this is already a short-term resistance, but I don't think that it will go as low as this. there will be a slight retracement for this stock, and I think it will just be okay. Let's try this. You know, when I plot, I only use the body and then the body here as well. Okay, so I'm thinking if it will retrace, given the potential of Universal Robina in the current state where we have the pandemic, their products are in demand because it has long shelf life. So people are stocking onto their groceries, and of course, Universal Robina is really known. The Gokongweis are really known for this, and they have a wide range of product options that can help us survive because they're mostly canned goods, right? So if it will dip, I'd say that the only reason why it will dip is because people are taking profit, but it is going to go down probably up to the MA20 level, which is 108, and you can already start if you want buying. But if you already entered in this stock, I'd say URC is for long term, really. That's my take. Don't panic if it will dip. It will just dip temporarily, actually allowing you to buy even more shares, right? Um, I just read a news about this. I mean, yeah, in this section of Investagrams, you will see the news related to a stock, and URC is has donated, what do you call this? Like a material they use in their production or in their uh, yep. Here, in a statement Sunday, the Gakangwei-led manufacturer said it is distributing biaxially oriented polypropylene BOPP films to hospitals dealing with coronavirus disease. Um, it said the films will become an added measure to protect health workers from contracting the virus, given the current lack of personal protective equipment. So this is their act to show their social responsibility act to help the community. Okay, so there you have it. Also, they have a scheduled dividend here. So whenever we have something like that, normally price starts to move up. But just be extra careful because people might be taking profit in the coming days, allowing you to buy some more shares. That's a good one. Okay, SMPH. SMPH, I said previously that we have reached a short-term resistance, and that was a slight overshoot at the MA20 line. So I think this is also going to rest and might go back. First area, okay? This is the next area of support that we are looking at. So let's see if it will bounce right there. And you don't have to rush, okay? I know this is already a cheap level if you come to think of it, but if you really want to maximize your profitability, wait for it because I feel that it will retrace a little down, and 27.426 for me is already a good entry price. And next would be MAG. MAG, I want us to use this 2.52 as a possible area of support, but I think we already broke this. This is actually the resistance that we have here. So I'm thinking it's just forming a brand new support at this level. So look at this previous resistance. We crossed that line. It revisited it. So I think most in the coming days we'll have more movements to the upside. I'd like us to use 2.62 as our new support now. Okay, 2.62. And MPI. Oh, MPI. MPI is just stabilizing. Okay, so Jamessa started following us. I hope you can also subscribe in our YouTube channel. Okay, let me see here. There. 2.42 to 2.45 would be our area of support. It's just stabilizing within this range. I feel that this is already the bottom for our MPI here. Very good potential. Well, as for me, I entered at 2.63, I believe. So it's still below my entry price, and it's fine. We really are not in a rush for MPI. It's part of the index, and so far, no negative news for MPI. It's just the market sentiment. People are scared to, invest at this time. So I'm just cool. I'm just waiting for the perfect timing. In fact, if on my next payday, I might even add more. Oh, madamo gid nga. Salamat sa insights, Miss JD. Thank you, man. I hope you continue to support our channel and watch our videos. I'm happy that somehow in my little way, simple way, I'm able to share what I know. And this is also my journal, right? In my previous video, I mentioned that I would normally go back to all my videos and cross-check right after the market closes. All right. So I have so far reviewed MRSGI, Web, AXLM, Dito, Fruit, URC, SMPH, MEG, MPI. Now let's try to take a look at the other stocks. Okay, so we talked about, so MBT, I think we'll just continue to stabilize in this area, 35.30 before it goes up. So the moment it reaches 35.30, and of course, as what I shared previously, we are still looking healthy in our RSI, so I think that it will just dip a little more. Okay, so just hang in there if you want to really wait for it at 35.30 before you enter. I suggest wait for a green candlestick to come out. Let's say it starts 35.30 and ends with a green, or it ends higher than that, then that's a good sign that you're already going to bounce. JGS over here, you're sitting at a resistance level. Okay, that is a resistance area, so it might go down, and let's see if it will even give us a chance at 49.70. Okay, so that's the nearest support that I can see. So if you want to do range trading for now, you may also do that. Enter at 49.50, exit at 56 will give you a profit of approximately 13%. Not bad, right, for a trading. AC is also okay. AC is currently sitting at a resistance level. There you go. It just filled the gap, went back again, and this could already be a lower high. See that? Goes up, goes down, goes up again, but slightly lower than this one. So it might retrace, but I feel that it might even make a much lower low. Maybe this, maybe here, in this area. Okay. Let's see a weekly chart. But my take here is that it might potentially go down. there. So let's check. Okay, let's see if it will make a stop at the 446.26 level. Okay, this will give us enough focus areas. If you find this cheap, I tell you it might go lower than this. Your only indicator here is that once it starts moving above this line and most of the action happens above 505, then you can say now you have a brand new support, because this used to be your resistance and we start moving above it, then it might do something like this. Okay, pero isa pa, of course, JFC. Okay, JFC is really giving us some promising movements here. I feel that we might have more movements to the upside now that we've started to trigger the MA20 line. Okay, so I'm plotting the support right in this area around 109.50. The reason being is I know there are a lot of traders nowadays, and some of them might even take profit and will give you a chance at 109.5. And between that and this one, it's not that far, okay, compared to the possible profit that you can even get out of entering the stock. When everything's back to normal, I feel that JFC is going to survive and will give us again more positive financials in the coming days when everything's back to normal. Look at the volume. Okay, volume is starting to move up. Even if we're already right here at the bottom, volume is much higher than the ones during this period. So that means people are already starting to accumulate. 101.85 million in foreign buying. That is already giving us a good message. All right, so 109.5 or even in between 120 to 109, that's already fine. The reason that statement is solely based on an investor mindset, because definitely this stock is meant for long term. AP is also trying to rest and watch out, see what happens around 26.10. See if it will give you a bounce in that range. Okay, but haggle some more, because I think you can get this at a much lower price at the moment. TEL is also resting. For the past few weeks, it has been on a steady climb, but it's time to rest. I'm not saying totally rest, but temporary rest, probably stopping at this range. Okay, resistance, support here. So around 1037. Hi Israel Balolong, IRC and Dito. You're welcome, Nathaniel. IRC. Okay, IRC, you already crossed the MA20 line. So if it dips, I'd say it might dip just around the 0.70 level. It's starting to build a brand new support in this range because we started crossing the MA20 line. Okay. And Dito, I said earlier, 1.51 if the market gives you a chance at that range. But at the moment, there are no big spikes in Dito. I think it will only the significant climb will only happen as we go near the launch date. But at the moment, you will see some sideways, and if in case the market gives you a chance at 1.51, good. But overall, sideways, and then the next would be up. See that? I think we already reached the bottom for this at 1 peso level. Okay, 1.51 is the next possible support. Okay, what is next? Meralco did a bounce here. I think this is a bounce for Meralco, making 252.60 as the new support now. But hey, look at the potential of this stock. Okay, Pure Gold. Okay, probably Pure Gold just rested and then will be climbing more in the coming days. So just in case market gives you a chance at the 40 level, I think that's still fine. Yes, look at this. This used to be a support as well, right? And we've started crossing that line, so I think it has finally created a brand new support. Um, just be extra careful if it goes lower than that. The next possible area to really watch out for would be this range. Okay, 37.95. Insert there for 38. I had two lines here. Okay, one is at 40, one is at 38. This one is, as you can see, this chart is not hard to decipher. Steady climb, sign of weakness, it went down, and then I feel that there's another red candlestick in the next few days. Okay, I think it will just go back within this range again, 37.70. Okay, very near your MA20 line. So if you want to get in, just wait for a few more pesos so that you can get the best potential. Dito for me is forming a cup and handle. Let's see. Yep. Like this one. One. And then here. Right. The next moves would be up. Cup and handle formation. Slight. So look at this one. Slight decrease and then up. See this? Slight decrease and up. Yes, I think. But to confirm that, I think if you really want to validate it first, wait for it to cross beyond the 175 level. So that's like a breakout of the resistance. But if it dips some more, I think 1.51 for me is already a good entry price. But yes, you're right, Nathaniel. It's trying to form a cup and handle, but to enter this, wait for it to really, maybe one more green candlestick is as a good validation. Oh, thank you, Nathaniel. Salamat gid, Mr. D. God bless you more. Yes, for all of us. God bless us all on a good Friday. And let's do our part. If you want to be successful in the stock market, uh, we really have to study. That's why we're doing this. I started doing this in my Facebook page before, back in June, and we have not reached 1 year of studying. So from Facebook, I transferred to YouTube. But really, the overall goal here is I want to enrich what I know and I want to document my journey. It's like my journal. And thank you for joining me because, it's more fun to study when you're in groups. Hi, Juatista. RHNS for me. Is this a... What's RHNS? But I think the overall sentiment is bullish. Yep. Um, that's why my recommendation is really manage your sizes when you enter Dito, because they're expected to launch the product really by 2021, and for me right now the price is already promising. Just haggle a little more at a much lower price for me, 1.51 before entering. Otherwise, wait for a breakout and then a confirmation of a breakout. Then that becomes a breakout play for everyone. Reverse head and shoulder. Oh, the the lingo has evolved. Let's see. Reverse head and shoulder. One could be. Yeah, but both are bullish. Look at this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's remove all the drawings. For as long as both are bullish signals, I don't really mind. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the next move is going to break out. But we all agree that this is the resistance here, right? Within this range. Promising. Okay, so maybe what we can do is just wait for a confirmation of a breakout. More bullish signals. Yep, both patterns are bullish. Awesome. Okay, so I think all eyes are on Dito in the coming days, especially because, wow, this is such a big drop in the price from here, from an 8 peso level to 1 peso. Yep. This is the reverse head and shoulder. Okay, both are bullish. So I bet some of you guys are also in Dito. I am in Dito, and I'm telling you, I'm red right now in Dito because as for all the people who have been following me, I'm not really a full-time trader. Okay, I have a day job, and I manage a team in the corporate world, and I cannot watch the market full time. So I only get to record sometimes when I go home late at night, and even wonder why I'm recording or doing live around 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. But I'm so lucky that we have a work from home setup at the moment, and our client said that even if the government decides to stop the lockdown, unless you get a go signal from us, you just continue your work from home. I think they're the best. They're the best client ever. Breakout of 1.78 with volume. Yes. Yes. We need to see volume. Otherwise, sometimes these breakouts don't sustain if there's not much volume. Same here, Mr. The corporate world as well. There you go. I think we're ahead of the game when it comes to being prepared, because while we are in the corporate world, we don't stop learning. We try to gain new skill that could someday become, who knows, our main source of income. So just do not stop. Don't ever get tired, and find your motivation. As for me, YouTube really helped me in continuing my effort in studying. So I found a way to make it more fun. With you guys joining me in my live, I also study and we learn from one another. We exchange ideas. Isn't that amazing? So yes, good job. We're ahead of the game. We're ahead of the curve. And someday I want, the next time we go live, we talk about our income or your gains and your learnings. I think that's the most amazing message that I'll be reading someday. That whatever we're doing, studying, it's slowly paying off. Okay. The next one, what else do I have here? So I talked about AEV. What about RLC? RLC is giving us signs of weakness. Sell off. There you go. So as we go near your MA20, there was a rejection. Actually, this red candlestick is already a sign of weakness and was validated by this. However, I also see some message forming in this range, which is for several days when the price hits that level, there's just a slight bounce. So I'll see if it will sustain in this range before it goes up again. Otherwise, it might even go lower and revisit our 11.70 area. Okay. Blue touching the MA20 line. I hope it stabilizes there first. Yep. Just in that range, 5.60. If it breaks that, if you really want to get in, you may. However, just be extra careful because sometimes with no volume, see, even if it went above MA20, but not much volume here, so this is a bit difficult. Just so if you want to get in, maybe what you can do here is wait for a green candlestick first, because I'm thinking it's just stabilizing in this range, but I could also be wrong. So don't get in yet. Just wait for a green candlestick to form, probably break out from this area. Wait for it to break the 6 peso level before you get in, because if it breaks down, I think that the next stop would be 4.28 or even here. Okay, so my best recommendation is a breakout of 6 peso level. SECB is stabilizing in this area. Okay, 101.62. There's also a scheduled dividend play. April 13 is that should be on Monday. So just check that out in case market gives you a chance at 101 level. GT cap on a red but stabilizing. For several days, it's just sitting right at the same area, so that could be a support being formed at the moment. MEG, we broke that line, so it might stabilize at 2.62 before it continues to move up. Foreign buying is already happening here. AGI. AGI this is a sign of weakness. This used to be your resistance. There, that was your resistance, and then again a confirmation of a weakness here. So if in case it drops some more, I think it will go back to 5.72 level or 5.75. Okay. Do you have any other requests, guys? So if it drops up to this level 5.75 and you still see the same pattern for your RSI, so that will already be a good sign. That means momentum is already picking up, and your trigger here is if it touches this line again. Okay, so that's the direction that we are seeing at the moment. Okay, I know AGI is also, let me see. Maybe, let me know if you're also going to watch if I'm going to do a deep dive of these stocks so that somehow we will really understand the nature of the company and their financials. I'm just thinking of that concept, but I haven't really done a video about it yet. But what I plan is for me to review the background of each stock so that there's also fundamental analysis in our insights, but still just an idea that I'm thinking of. Let me know if that's a good idea. If you have requests for uh, company deep dive, I don't know the title, but I'm planning of something like that. Stock market deep dive or company deep dive. So the goal is, let's say, MPI. We talked about the background of MPI, what's the nature of the business, what's the future forecast in terms of financials and projects, and pair it with technical analysis, but everything about MPI, something to that effect. Yep. Okay. So, Ali, I'll check that for you. Yes. Ever since I started, I was just focused on technical analysis, but one best practice that my sister does is she doesn't really focus on technical analysis. She's purely fundamentals, and she's an investor, so she's very precise in her perspective. She just thoroughly reads the background of the company and the financial status of the company before she engages. So just maybe a good concept to also add in my YouTube. Ali, let's check Ali. Ali is giving us a sign of weakness. Actually, this doji right here, this cross, was our signal, and last market day's candlestick is a confirmation of a bearish signal. Now, the next plot that I want to monitor for this stock would be in this range, because for several days we were just stopping at this area and we experienced some bounce. We have a slight increase, but it might go back to the 30 peso level, and from there we again check how our RSI behaves at that point. So look, for instance, around this. Okay, so look at that. So let us say if we still have the same look when the price reaches this level, wherein your RSI is moving slightly higher than the previous low over here, then that is a good sign. Okay, so you just haggle. I think we will have some more declines here, but not that much, because look at this. We're already at a very low level. Okay, I just can't wait for this crisis to stop, because I think everything's just going to go back to normal. But mind you, there are a lot of people who got rich because they managed to invest back in the days when recession happened. And I was watching YouTube videos. What we are experiencing now is way worse than what happened during the financial crisis. So if you're able to uh, bottom pick, imagine the potential of your earnings when everything's back to normal. But again, it's not just an overnight success. It takes years and years. So at this point, an investor's mindset should be entertained. What else? Do you have any other requests? I think that is it for tonight. You guys have a great weekend, and stay safe. Just follow the advice of the president. Opportunity of a lifetime. Yes, you are correct. So Um, but just remember that whatever amount you're putting in the stock market is something that you do not need any moment from now or even years, so that you are conditioned emotionally that this is something that you cannot touch anytime soon, but will give you a very good opportunity. As Juatista mentioned, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. So wise moves for everyone. I think you are ahead of the game. uh, the fact that you are invested in the stock market, this is not a very easy endeavor or journey, but we are taking the risk because the potential is limitless in the stock market. So good luck in your journey, and yep, just hit that subscribe so that you're always updated whenever we have live. And I really, really enjoy our discussion today. I hope to catch up with you again next time. Okay, bye bye for now.